So I want you to think of the top 5 most famous writers you know. Got them in your mind? Chances are you may have thought of Stephen King. Okay, so the police actually just came along and you're not allowed on the beach right now with the coronavirus, so that's a first for me. So I want you to think of the top 5 most famous writers you know. Have you got them in your mind? Chances are you may have thought of Stephen King. He's written over 70 books. He's sold over 350 million copies of those books, and he's now worth over $450 million.
I know you've been out. Is this what you're looking for?
Take it, Georgie. Here's Johnny.
And that's what I want to talk to you about today. How does someone turn out 70 books? 70 books, because if you can apply whatever they're doing to their work to your work, whatever their secret is, you could really increase your output. There's lessons there to be learned.
Yes, there is something I want to ask you. How the f do you write so many books so fast? I think, I've had a really good 6 months. I've written 3 chapters, and you've finished 3 books in that time.
Here's the thing, okay? There are books and there are books. The way that I work, I try to get out there and I try to get 6 pages a day. So with a book like End of Watch, and when I'm working, I work every day, 3-4 hours, and I try to get those 6 pages and I try to get them fairly clean. So if the manuscript is, let's say, 360 pages long, that's basically 2 months' work. It's concentrated, but but that's assuming that it goes well.
And you do hit 6 pages a day?
I usually do.
It's easy to have assumed that Stephen King, someone on that level, would be working like 10, 12, 14 hours a day. But what's far more important is just consistency every day. Even though it's only 4 hours, he does it with such intensity and such regularity that he's able to accomplish a lot. So between 8:30 a.m. he sits down, and his only goal in life during those few hours is to write 6 pages, 6 complete pages a day. After 2 months, that's an entire book, then 1 more month to polish it up. So he's churning out a new book every 3 months, which is pretty incredible. And when I was doing research on this and just learning about it, I came across a great quote that he said. I used to tell interviewers that I wrote every day except for Christmas, the 4th of July, and my birthday. That was a lie. The truth is that when I'm writing, I write every day. And when I'm not working at all. So the lesson here is that consistency is everything. Chipping away at your goal day after day, bit by bit, but just doing it in a very consistent fashion. That's really important. A lot of people just overcommit in the short term, and then they get tired, they lose interest. It's too big of a life change, so they quit doing it. It's like when you start a New Year's resolution. How many of those have you started and you don't finish? And usually it's because you've got all these great intentions, but after 2 weeks, it's too big of a life change. It's too big of a new habit to adopt, so you quit. So it's better to do something with complete focus for shorter amounts of time every day, but most importantly, it's every single day. You can have these big goals, but you've got to break them down into daily action steps. I'm sure you've heard that little cliche before. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time, right? So the most important thing is you don't miss days. You do this day after day, you're consistent, just like Stephen King. And when you work 100%, not 50% checking email or Facebook or your phone. You are 100% focused on the job in front of you. Long-term consistency is far more important than having these short-term bursts of intensity. So that's a useful lesson from Stephen King that I wanted to share with you. Hope you get some value out of that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. By the way, check out this sunset. If you ever make it down to Costa Rica, and there goes the cops telling someone else to get off the beach. They've been going up and down here for the last hour. But this is a sunset that you'll get here at Esterios Beach in Costa Rica. So if you ever are planning on coming to Costa Rica, check out inspiredcostarica.com and I'll plan this whole holiday package for you and anyone else coming, and everything is organized, all the activities, everything. You just show up. It's all inclusive for 2 people, food, drinks, activities, it's all included, and you'll have a wonderful time. See you guys tomorrow.